Hello, everyone, and welcome back to all the participants. So, participants, as you are aware, we are working on the Linux environment involving Ubuntu Linux box that will go ahead and mimic the idea of cloud, where we will go ahead and deploy the applications into the cloud. Because we have already built resources on a Windows server involving your local machines. Now it's time for us to go ahead and focus on building applications involving Linux machines. So for that, I'm using Vagrant to have my virtual environment involving Ubuntu. And here you go, participant. Participants, I felt yesterday it was a little overwhelming for everyone to understand. So what I'll do, people, I'll once again repeat the same tasks for you so that you can relate what I have done. So let me go ahead and put the tasks for you one more time. It's my Vagrant hyphen templates this time. I'm starting everything from scratch one more time for you. And it's an empty folder. So how to get started? Open up a terminal. Check Vagrant is available on this machine. Vagrant is available. So what I have to do, I have to go ahead and borrow Vagrant box, Vagrant initialize, Ubuntu slash kinetic 64. One command will initialize your machine. And yesterday we were facing trouble as well because we did not open up our ports properly, right? So we have Vagrant file initialized. So I'm going to go ahead and open up certain ports for this Linux box. And these are the following ports, participants, I'm going to open up. What are the ports? 80. I will forward to port 8080. I'll also need ports like 8080 running on this machine. Okay. So I'll map port 8080 of my Vagrant machine to port 80, 8081, 8080, which is going to be running Tomcat, is going to be associated with port 9090. Did you get the logic, everyone? When Tomcat runs at port 8080, it will map to my machine 1990. So I will run at 1990. It should open up my application. Why? Because we are already using Jenkins. So if you want to use, you can. So if you want, you can use another port 80. This one will make it something which becomes easy for you to relate. So let's make it yeah, we'll try with this port 8080 mapping to port 9090, 80 to 8080. But it becomes very difficult for you to remember also. So what should I do to make it more easier? Let's take a little risk. We'll put it as 80. So it maps to port 80, 8080 to port 8080. So what I'm trying to do, whenever port 80 it talks to, it should go ahead and hit port 80 of your instance. Let me also check anything on my local host. Localhost at this port 80. As of now, there is nothing on this port localhost. Yeah, looks good. As of now, there is nothing, participants. So let me just go with port 80. mapping to port 80, 80, 80 maps to port 80, 80. And let's go ahead and keep the private IP. This will be very helpful for you. One gig of RAM should be sufficient for this machine. And cool. So this is a Vagrant machine that I need. I'm using port 80 of my local machine, mapping to port 80. Port 8080 maps to 8080. So I have purposefully made it. Let's see whether this will help my Tomcat to run. Because yesterday when we were running for Tomcat, it said port was not able to resolve. So this time, Vagrant, you are required to go ahead and make my machine up. So participants, I'm once again repeating this process so that you will understand that you can start everything from scratch once again. There's no harm trying to start things from scratch. It's for your better. For your betterment, I'm doing this one more time. Cool. Now Vagrant is launched. How to connect to that Vagrant? Vagrant, please do an SSH into that machine. Yeah, I'm inside this Vagrant box. Always prefer to elevate privileges by taking root. apt-get update -y. It will update your packages. Same commands that we have run yesterday, I will run for you today. Though it is time taking, you might feel, Kumar, yesterday we already done it. Participants, it's not about yesterday or today. It's about to the point, are you getting what I'm trying to bring to you? Till the point you understood, I'll be there and I'll help you out. Because I know yesterday there were many things that I have done. It will become overwhelming for you. I'm repeating it for you one more time so that you will relate. Done. So let me take my screen a little upwards. Yeah. So Vagrant updation is done. After the updation is done, Vagrant, could you please install Maven, because Maven will install everything that we need. It will install Maven, Java, which we needed. In the meanwhile, participants, let me also put those points or put those points here that I want to go ahead and also make sure that apt-get install Maven have installed. After this, we'll verify whether Java is running. We'll verify whether Maven is running. We'll verify whether Tomcat is also running, because we need Tomcat to run our application. And also we have to verify git hyphen version, Maven hyphen version. Tomcat, if it is not available, we should also make Tomcat running on this machine. So participants, if you go and visualize things in cloud, exactly this is the way things will look like. You will have to install tools, all these applications in it. These are the same piece of code that you will involve. And it's time for me to go ahead and install and check Java. Is that you got installed on this machine? Is that Maven running on this machine? Is that Git running on this machine? Is that Tomcat running on this machine? Definitely no, Tomcat is not running. So apt-get install Tomcat 9 -y. So Tomcat is also required to be installed. Okay, so participants, go back to our Windows environment. How do we go ahead and deploy our application? We went into Tomcat folder. Or did we go to Tomcat folder? We did go to program files, Apache Software Foundation. Inside that, Tomcat 10.0, and we were using web apps folder. You can see still the application is there. See, the application is still there. So same path I was yesterday searching that how in Linux machine it will be. In Linux machine, where is the Tomcat web apps folder? So web apps in Tomcat folder I was searching. Web app in Tomcat on Ubuntu or Linux VM or in Linux. So I was trying to fetch where do you find that Tomcat server when it gets installed. Most of the time it will be available. So let's confirm the location where it will be. So why? Because we have to deploy our application into that location. So Tomcat 9 setup installation. On a Unix. Yesterday we found it. Now I'm unable to find it. Where is Tomcat? Participants, yesterday we found that, right? Yesterday we found the location.
Yes, Kumar.
What was the location? Do you remember? USR/local
where/www/html
slash where?
www/html.
cd/where/www/html.
Yeah.
That is not the location, participants. That is for Apache server. That is for Apache server. I'm very specific on Tomcat. It should be something like var or etc
where/lib
var/lib/tomcat9.
/tomcat9
Correct. This is the location where, and under that
slash
it
web
will be
apps.
web apps.
Yeah.
So let's confirm the location. Is that location there? cd/var slash in library files. There is Tomcat 9. Cool. Now we can see there is web apps. CD to web apps. Yes. This web apps is similar to Windows web apps that we have seen. See, the application. Are we good now? So here I will go ahead and run my application. Participants, are we good? Now you understood why I was looking for this web apps, because the web apps is the application folder where I want to run my application, where I want to run my WAR file. Are we good, everyone? Tomcat 9 is also running on this machine. Tomcat. Cat. Let me update the packages. Okay. Let's not spend time why this is not responding for Tomcat. Okay. But we have anyhow the Tomcat folder which we are looking for. Then we will figure out why this guy is not responding for Tomcat requests. Okay. Now, participants, what I'm supposed to do, I'm supposed to go ahead and once again go with the DevOps pipeline. What is that pipeline? For the source, what we have?
GitHub.
GitHub. Let me go ahead and get the source code. GitHub. Let me go ahead and pull the code. Step 1, clone the repo. Git clone the repo. Do an ls. CD to beta, the name of the repo. Do an ls. I don't see any file. Why? Because we are using branch which is git branch -a. We are using master branch. We have to change to develop branch. Git switch branch to develop. Now, branch develop has been set as my origin, and I am able to switch to develop branch. ls-a, it will list all your files. Source file, form.xml file, .git folder. What is the next step, participants, in the source once the source is done?
Package.
Maven package.
Very good. We'll go ahead and Maven package. Maven package. So participants, is that a confirmation? Now you get to see application var package is created. There is a target folder, there's an ls folder and the application myapp.var file. What I'll do now, I'll go ahead and copy, like in Windows we have copied. I will run a copy command. That is, can you go ahead and copy cp from the target folder myapp.var file to where Tomcat library var lib Tomcat 9 in that web apps folder with a name called myapp myapp.var. Is that clear now, participants? Now, what I have is, let's go and check. From there, we'll go to var file. We'll go to library. We'll go to Tomcat 9. We'll go to web apps folder and check whether there is a file. Yes, happily, there is a file. Are we good, everyone? Hello? Are we good?
Yes.
Now, let's go and check out. Let's go ahead and ask the system itself. System, can you go ahead and curl the local host? It should not resolve, I guess. 8080. I think, see, Tomcat is running here. Clearly, it is running Tomcat. And Tomcat, my app, can you run it? I can see Tomcat is clearly running. See, Tomcat 9 admin is running. Let's check out on the host machine. Local host, port 8080. First, let's check. See, Tomcat is running, everyone. See, Tomcat is running. We have installed Tomcat on localhost port 80. How it is localhost port 80? On your machine. Whatever guest port 8080 will talk to, it will talk to your local machine 8080. Host means your laptop. Guest means your Vagrant Linux machine. Linux machine 8080 is talking to port 8080 of your laptop. Host. Clear, everyone? Participants, are we clear? Now let's go ahead and talk to port 8080 and type in my app. There you go. It's running, people. On my local machine, it's running with Tomcat. Are we good, everyone? Participants, are we good?
Yes, sir.
Let's double check source code also. Yeah. Hello world. Continuous integration line. This line, exactly the line which is written here. We have updated the code and we deployed it. So now you understood why is that I'm spending time on this method? Why is that I'm spending time on this scenario? See, why is that I'm spending time here is to make you understand that you can also work on Linux machines. That is my plan, and that was the reason I was asking you to go ahead and use Linux box, which is Vagrant. Now, I'm sure with these simple steps involving installation of Maven, Java, Git, now you can go ahead and build your own projects on a Linux machine as well. Everyone, are we good now? Participants, are we good? Looks like people, you did not understand what I was trying to do. Any questions from your side? If you're facing issues, do let me know, participants. We will figure it out here.
Kumar, yes, Kumar. It's like understandable and also non-understand. I can't able to understand properly. It's like that.
Okay, let me help you out. I hope you are able to understand
Kumar,
the purpose of
Kumar,
this. Yes.
it's confusing actually. I was just thinking like, okay, will it take directly when we do? You're entering all things, but this thing relatable to cloud, will it take directly over there, or will it we should do manually over there also? Same like how we are entering the things like in Tomcat and Jenkins when to integrate.
I'll explain you one by one. I'll explain you. Now you need, I want everyone to respond one by one. Just let's keep cloud for some time aside. Let's forget about cloud for some time. Let's remain in local machine. Now, participants, where is that we started? We started everything under our github.com. Why did we use github.com? What is the purpose of github.com?
For the source code.
For the source code.
Clear, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Participants, I need your confirmations in the chat window also, please. Everyone, are we good? Why did we use GitHub?
Source code.
For hosting the source code. You and I have our own accounts. Azone Cloud is my account. You have your own code. Tomorrow, company have their own source code. They will put their code at a location like Azone Cloud. Company will also put their code into that Azone Cloud. That is like a repo account ID. I have a repo name called Beta. A company might have their own repo name, where you will become contributors like I am contributing to this source code. Am I right? Are we good, everyone? Step by step, I'll go one by one. We'll start with ground zero.
Yes, Kumar.
We started with github.com. We have Azone Cloud, which is the repo, the ID, GitHub ID. Like projects, when you work, even clients will have their own GitHub repos. So they will ask you to go ahead and clone from that repo. They'll ask you to go ahead and fork from that repo. They'll ask you to go ahead and work on that repo. So we have this repo, we have the ID. So into that ID, I have multiple repos. The project that we are working is on beta, BETA. It's a public repo. Public repo means everybody can go ahead and see. So people who are visiting from outside will look at, hey, Kumar is hosting some code, there is nothing code. But it is actually not the code, it is the develop code that we are writing. Why? Because we want to keep all the changes in a branch called develop. Once everything is done, we will push into master branch. Is that okay? How many branches I was maintaining for this code?
One master branch and one develop branch. That's it.
Even in projects, they will maintain a couple of branches. They will maintain a master branch. They'll maintain a develop branch. So they'll ask the developers, you write your code at a develop branch only. They'll not ask you to go ahead and change everything in master branch. Master branch is for production scenarios. Are we good, everyone? So that is the reason anything that I'm doing, I'm going ahead and committing into develop branch only. Are we good? Till now, you understood?
Yes, Kumar.
Okay. In order to
Yes.
go ahead and work on the changes on this beta branch, what is that we need on my local machine? On my local machine, I need Git. Why? Git commit, Git clone, Git push, Git pull, all these operations, Git is required for me. Am I right? Am I right? If I have to work on this repo tomorrow, if you're working in the client location or if you're working for a client will ask you to go ahead and work on this repo. So in order to clone, to start your project also, you need CMD installed on your machine or Git installed on your machine. So that is the reason did I install Git on this machine. Everyone? Participants, are we good to run your Git CLI operations? Do we need Git
Yes.
installed?
Yes,
Yes.
Kumar.
We
Yes.
install Git
Kumar.
on our machines? No.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Participants, sometimes you feel, Kumar, I don't want to go and run Git commands because I'm very bad at remembering the commands. I don't want. You have any solution? Then I gave you what? GitHub desktop I gave you.
Which
GitHub
will
desktop?
automatically
Correct. Yes, please. It will automatically clone the repos.
pull it, push it, and whatever we give the commands, it will just like it'll we can do it on directly on the GitHub desktop.
Correct. It's a UI tool that you have used. From here also, you can perform all the operations. Even you can change your branch. You can commit your code. All these changes you can do. So everyone, are we good at this juncture?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what you will do with the code? Just keep the code in GitHub. Say hello to Git, hello to GitHub. That's it, your job? No. From there, your job actually starts is, if a developer is using a code and he is writing his code, you will not write your code. The source code is not your job. Source code is developer's job. He will write his source code. He will write Java. It is that you will help him doing his commits, tracking his commits, pulling out his commits. So you will be helping him the tracking history. That is your job as a DevOps engineer. Now, once the DevOps engineering is done, then developer says, job, Kumar, mera kaam, like my job is done. You continue. So what we have to do in the process of this, we have to take the latest code. How we are taking the latest code? We are taking the latest code by committing, saying that Git, can you give me the latest code? On a build server, for example, there is another build server. Actually, companies have a separate server called build server. This is basically Jenkins. What is build server in this scenario? They will use Jenkins here. So this Jenkins will go ahead and pull the code from this repo. I hope you know how to pull the Jenkins from the GitHub repo, participants. Hello? I hope you know how to pull. I'll come to that also. For now, this is a source. This is the source code where code is kept. Account ID, GitHub ID, repo, source code to the branch that we are kept. If you are good, I need your confirmation. I'll proceed further.
Yes, Kumar.
Now, code is just a code unless you go and build it. So for that, what we are doing, participants? What is the tool we are using? Build a tool? Maven. So did we not install from internet first the tool from Maven? We went into Maven website. We downloaded Maven. We downloaded this file, zip file. And where did we put that Maven? In our drive C. See, this Maven is sitting here. Then I said, participants, please install Java JDK because we will be using Java code, Maven, everything. So we install Java and Maven. What is the environment variable? How did we set the environmental variables? We went into the environment variables and we set Maven home. We set the Maven path where Maven is located. We set that path. So Maven was ready in our machine. Maven was ready in your machine. So using Maven, what we have done, if you look at the Maven, first we practiced Maven commands with 5 minutes test by involving Maven running. Maven was running in our machine. We took a sample project for a Java code to start because we are not Java experts. So we have taken some Java code to practice. So it had something like Java code, test cases. And then We had a pom.xml file, we packaged it, we got an output, we ran the command, and it was giving hello world. This was jar code. But I said real life is just not jar, it's more than that. So we wanted to go ahead and use little more upgraded version of Java code. For that, I asked you to go ahead and use Maven web app. Am I right, participants? Hello? Maven web app I asked you to use. So this was a
Yes.
code that we have used, participants. So what did I do? I did clone this repo, and exactly you get to see the project. Our project is also the same way. Source code pom.xml file, source code pom.xml file, because we copied from here, right? Source code XML file, main, web app, index.jsp, same code. Maven, web app, index.jsp, same code is. Good, everyone. Are we good?
Yes, Kumar.
Till now, everyone, are we clear? So we made our code ready. Now, after that code is made ready, what are we expected to do? We are expected to go ahead, build the Maven. How we build the Maven? We build the Maven by writing the Maven package command. We said Maven, package it. After Maven package, what did we get, participants? What we got after Maven package? After Maven package, what was the output we got? If you run
Success.
Maven package,
Apache, Maven
No,
package.
build
remember,
success and
we got an artifact. What is that artifact?
my app.var.
Exactly. We got my application, that is my app.var package. Did we get everyone? My app.var package. Hello? What I will do with this var package? I'll
We
not be
need to
able to
copy
do.
this.
Okay.
We need to copy to the specified location.
What is that location?
.lib like web app in the Windows web app.
Correct. I'll come to
Tomcat.
that. I'll come to that. So participants, what we have done, we have taken the Maven and we packaged the project from the GitHub. So we said, Git, can you pull the code and package it? Maven packaged it. Maven gave me .var package, which is myapp.var package. Now the problem is this myapp.var package is not a file that we go and just run it. This need a server to run it. What is that server that we have used? A software, I will say. Tomcat is a software that I use. Did I use this Tomcat software, participants? So for that, what we did, we went into internet, we downloaded Tomcat. Didn't we download Tomcat on our Windows machine? Participants, did we download Tomcat on our Windows machine?
Yes.
Yes. After that, we downloaded and we have used this installer. We downloaded it and we installed it. During the installation, I said, participants, don't use port 8080. Try using port 8081.
8081.
Correct?
Yes.
So Tomcat was running. So what we have done after the Tomcat was running, I asked you, participants, in order to run inside Tomcat, you have to go to Tomcat folder. You have to go to program files folder, Apache Software Foundation, Tomcat 10.0, web apps folder, and drop that var file in it and you run it. Was it running for you people after that? Participants, was Tomcat running as well as the file was running for you?
Yes.
Now, this process was manual. What is that manual? What is that was manual for us? Pulling the code. We were pulling the code. Code was pulled. Code was built. Copying, everything was manual. Then what I said, guys, let's use one thing. Let's go ahead and replace this one and replace with Jenkins. Did we do that?
Yes, Kumar.
Participants, everyone are with?
Kumar, you are not audible.
Participants, how about now? Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. So participants, what we have done, we have used Jenkins. Using Jenkins, we have gone ahead and we have gone ahead and we have deployed everything. Like pulling the source code was done by Jenkins, building the source code was done by Jenkins, and deployment into Tomcat also was done by Jenkins. Now, for that purpose, participants, what I said, everything we have done inside a Windows machine. Like Tomcat installation was on a Windows machine. Linux, what do you call source code, Git installation was done on a Linux machine. Deployment was done, Jenkins was running on. So everything we have done in Linux. Now, if I go ahead and start directly into cloud, what will happen? You have to start a server. That server will cost you. Why? Because you are using cloud server. Cloud server will cost you. So for that reason, what I said, participants, to make you understand how things work in cloud, I'm going to use a tool called Vagrant. Vagrant, and using Vagrant, I said, let's go ahead and use a Linux machine. Linux machine, Ubuntu. That means tomorrow, if you're trying to go ahead and create resources in cloud, how Ubuntu will behave. This is how Ubuntu will look like. For that, we are using an Ubuntu machine. So we need ports 8080 to be accessing, right? That is what I have opened port 80. And once I am done with the building of Vagrant file, I have done what? Same thing, Java installation, Maven installation, Git installation. Same things we have installed. Java we have installed, Maven we have installed, Git we have installed, Tomcat we have installed, and we are copying our artifact. Like after the source code, we are building the project, we are copying the artifact into Maven artifact into this project. So I'll say artifact was a var package. After the var package we did receive, where did we drop this var package into? Tomcat. This is the location of Tomcat. And what we are trying to do, we are trying to go and say local host port 8080 application. I was checking, it is running. That means in Windows machine and Linux machine, we followed the same process. Is it clear now? Everyone, is it clear now?
Yes, Kumar.
If
Yes,
it,
Kumar.
even
Yes,
if it
Kumar.
is not clear, even if it is not clear, do let me know. There is no wrong. Kumar, I did not understand even now. It's okay.
This last part alone, Kumar.
Right. See, the point is what we are trying to do, we are trying to build the DevOps CI/CD, where the first CI part is continuous integration, where we are trying to pull the code from GitHub. Agreed? Even in on Linux also. We are pulling the code from where? GitHub. How we are building the code? Maven package. What is the artifact we are getting?
Var package.
Var package. Where is that var package we should run? In web apps folder. In Linux, web app folder is available in this location. Like in Windows, web app is available in drive C, in program files, Apache Software Foundation, 10.0, web apps folder. So this is a folder where it is available on Windows. This is on Windows. I will put as Windows. When it comes to Linux, on Linux, where it is available? Available on this location. Now you got it?
Yes, Kumar. Understood.
In Windows, we have this path by naming myapp.var. In Linux, we are using the same thing, myapp.var. Where are we running? We are running on localhost port 8080 because we are using Tomcat on our Linux machine at port 8080, followed by myapp. This is on Linux part. Because in Linux, we are using port 8080 only. But in Windows, what did we use? We use localhost port 8081 you used. Why? Because 8080 was used by Jenkins. That is the only difference. In Windows, we have used on port 8081. And in Linux, we are using it on port 8080. Why? Because we are not using, you are only using port 8080 here. 81 we are using for Linux. On Windows, we are using. Clear now, participants? So now tomorrow, if DevOps is required, will you be able to do DevOps on Windows machines? Yes, you should be. On Linux? Yes, you should be. So the entire effort is done so that tomorrow, if you're in a project, you should be doing on a Windows machine, on a Linux machine. Is that clear, everyone?
Yes, Kumar.
Now you got the reason why I was spending time with you. And when you go to cloud, you will get to see Ubuntu machines. This is how real life projects will work. They will use Ubuntu machines. So now you are comfortable with Linux. If I go ahead and jump into Linux, you will understand all this. One command, installation, Java, Maven, Git, Tomcat. You know the location. You will do just like this. You know the path, right? You will put the code, you will pull the code, you will build the code, you will get the artifact. You will install Tomcat, you will install on Linux. The same commands, I'm telling you, I will put these commands here. I'm going to use the same commands for you. At that time, I'm not going to use Vagrant because Vagrant will not work for a cloud. Vagrant will get replaced by something called Terraform. Terraform will work. Is that clear, everyone? Instead of Vagrant, we will start in cloud using Terraform. In Terraform, we will use to create our Linux machines. We'll create using Terraform or Linux machines. Instead of Vagrant, the change will come is Vagrant is only for local machines like VirtualBox. Terraform will go ahead and work for cloud. Is that clear, everyone? Are we good now?
Yes, Kumar. One small doubt. Where do we, how can you tell how do we install the Terraform? Like
Not at this moment. We will not use Terraform because did we jump into cloud? Did we enter cloud? No, we didn't enter the cloud. Once you enter the cloud, at that time you will use Terraform. Not now.
Okay, got
You complete, you complete your practice locally, everything on local machine. If you are comfortable, then we will enter into cloud. Okay?
Okay.
Participants, when you can give me confirmation, participants, that you will complete your practice. If you want a day break off, you can take break for tomorrow, complete your practice, and do let me know.
Kumar,
Yes, please.